On International Mountains Day, we honor these mountains and the communities who depend on them. We are sophomore students of Geomorphology course at the University of Central Asia Khorog campus.
Our documentary, The Frozen Unit, explores the powerful relationship between mountains, glaciers, and the people who rely on them for life. From ancient glacier wedding in Baltistan to the revival of glacier grafting in Baltistan.
Our film tells a story of resilience in the warming world. This is our contribution to the International Mountain Day, a celebration of landscape that shapes us, and a reminder that their future is in our hands.
Welcome to the coldest wedding you will ever attend. And trust me, the bride and groom don't complain, mostly because they are made of ice. Yes, you heard that right, a glacier wedding. High in the mountains of Baltistan, people have practiced this tradition for over 3 centuries, with early references dating back to 70s, long before modern records. Not because they ran out of humans, but because they ran out of water. Here is how it worked. They took one male glacier, the Fo, which is darker, full of debris and restless, and one female glacier, the Mo, which is whiter, smoother, and calmer. They placed them side by side, offer prayers, and hope they produce a baby glacier. It is nature's version of matchmaking, which is colder, quieter, and definitely with zero dowry. But this wasn't just a ritual, it was ingenuity, it was survival. Communities depended on glacier for water, farming, and daily life. And when glaciers shrunk or shifted away, people didn't give up. They adapted. They created their own climate resilience long before the term existed. This ancient glacier wedding of Fo and Mo began as culture and became engineering. Glaciers are far more than ice for the millions of people living in the mountainous region. They are vital life-supporting system. Across the planet, nearly 400,000 glaciers and ice fields shape our high mountains and polar landscapes. They appear in many forms. Valley glaciers winding down slopes, Piedmont glaciers separating at the base of peaks, tidewater glaciers reaching the sea, and rock glaciers slowly moving under a cover of stones. Together, these frozen systems store fresh water and release it gradually each summer. Their melt sustain rivers, irrigate farmland, fills canals, and provides drinking water to the communities downstream. Glaciers are immense, flowing bodies of ice that originate from the compaction and recrystallization of snow over many years. Driven by gravity, these frozen rivers slowly advance, sculpting the terrain through immense erosive power. They carve distinctive U-shaped valleys and gouge striations into the bedrock, which serve as a permanent record of their passage. Upon melting, glacier deposits their burden of unsorted debris, known as till, creating characteristic landforms like moraines that mark their former limits, drumlines that indicate flow direction, and isolated glacier erratics. The meltwater itself further modifies the landscape, forming sorted sediment deposits on outwash plains and leaving behind kettle lakes as remnant of buried ice blocks. For thousands of years, glaciers shaped mountains, supplied rivers, and kept the high cold regions in balance. But today, the stability is rapidly unraveling. As global temperatures climb at unprecedented rates, the conditions that once allowed glaciers to survive are shifting, and the change is unmistakably worldwide. Across the Arctic and mountain ranges, ice that once advanced each winter now retreats, and the delicate balance between snowfall and melt is breaking down. Historical photographs and satellite images reveal a stark reality. Many glaciers are shrinking so quickly that the transformation once measured in centuries now unfold within a single human lifetime. On the surface, the change may appear minor. A few extra drops of meltwater, a widening creek, a stream trickling earlier than before. Yet, these seemingly small signs accumulate, altering rivers, lakes, and entire downstream landscape. Beneath the ice, even the frozen ground, permafrost, is thawing, creating lakes where solid earth once lay and destabilizing slopes that now collapse into landslides or create dangerous glacier lake outburst floods. For the people living downstream, the impact is deeply felt. Water supply shifts, spring flows become stronger, and summer flows grow weaker, marking the brief peak of glacier meltwater before long-term decline. Scientific studies shows that in the past 50 years alone, many mountain glaciers worldwide have lost nearly half of their area, a dramatic contraction supported by decades of measurement. Every meter of retreat captures a story of rapid environmental change. Researchers record the details, local communities experience the consequences, and the landscape bears the marks of a warming world. A process that once unfolds slowly over ages is now racing ahead in mere decades. But this is not a story of helplessness, because even in the world's highest mountains, people have always found ways to create water. Even nature could not. Across the mountains of Gilgit-Baltistan, glaciers were never just ice. They were treated as beings with souls, identity, and even gender. When two glacier pieces, male and female, were brought together, villagers believed a new glacier could be born, a union of energies sealed in the mountains. This was the ancient glacier wedding, also known as glacier grafting. The grafting is done in autumn or early winter when ice can be transported safely. The selected graft site is high, usually 4 to 5,000 meters above sea level, on shaded slopes where sunshine is minimal and cold persists. Ice is harvested from distant glaciers, packed into woven willow baskets. Young men carry 30 to 50 kg of ice over long treks, often 10 to 12 hours to reach the graft site. During the journey, a strict rule is followed. No rest, no putting down the basket, and silence means no talking. People believed sound could disturb the ice spirit. Today, scientists note that loud vibration can disturb fragile ice crystallization, preventing successful grafting. At the site, a small cave or pit is prepared. Inside the 4 and more ice blocks are placed side by side. Additional materials like charcoal, sawdust, or husk cloth are used to insulate and protect the ice from melting. Water is sprinkled, symbolic prayers are offered, and in some cases, a sacrificial animal is offered as a ritual gesture meant to bless the nascent glacier. Once sealed, the ice remains untouched. Community members avoid the site for years, giving the baby glacier time to grow in peace. Over 2 to 3 months, the ice blocks begin to fuse. Then, over the full winter season, snowfall and cold nights, ice accumulates, eventually forming a small but stable artificial glacier. After 6 to 12 months, sometimes up to 1 to 2 years, the glacier becomes substantial enough to supply meltwater. In Baltistan, this tradition was revived at the turn of the 21st century. Beginning in 1998, the Aga Khan Rural Support Program (AKRSP) partnered with local communities to restore glacier grafting sites. Under national climate initiatives like GLOF 1 and GLOF 2, these efforts expanded, artificial glaciers formed, spring water returned, fields revived, livelihoods recovered. As natural glaciers retreat under a warming climate, this revival carries new meaning. The glacier wedding returns, not as legend but as resilience. Glaciers are the architects of the landscape we love, and the quiet guardians of the communities that call these mountains home. But today, the balance is shifting faster than ever before. Glaciers that once grew over centuries are now disappearing within a single lifetime. For many, this could feel like an ending. However, in places like Baltistan, people are reviving ancient knowledge, creating hope from cold stone. These efforts remind us of something powerful. Nature is fragile, yes, but also resilient. And so are we. The future of our glacier is not written yet. Their fate depends on the choices we make: how we live, how we consume, how we protect, and how we restore. If ancient communities could create ice from hope and patience, then surely we can protect the ice that still remains. This is not just a story of melting ice. It is a story of responsibility and possibility. The mountains are speaking, and there is still time to listen, still time to act, and still time to save what we love. We can change our future.
Today, let's pledge that we will be more considerate about the climate change and also play our role to protect the environment of the mountains.
Mountains are the place where I feel at home. They challenge you physically, but provide you mental rest and spiritual peace. I forget all my worries. I feel completely in unity with the universe. Let's take care of our giants. Happy Mountains Day.